God.
Shit. Hold on. Well, actually, never good, actually. Hold on.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me. I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring.
All right. Listen, I love this song, and I would just let it run, right? I would just love to let it run, but we have a full docket. Wow, what a use! What a use of that word, docket.
Docket. Is that a Wordle word?
Darnell docket? No, it's too long for Wordle. All my Wordle fans out there, how you doing?
True. No, yo, did you see that they made like a Wordle like app, but it's not the New York Times one? It's like different.
Oh,
is that why you changed it to NYT in your Discord?
No.
No. Interesting.
Ash did that, I believe.
Oh, that's probably why, to be honest with you.
Ash goes, wait, I know that background.
She does? No way.
He goes, someone's visiting the noodle. It's true. Yeah. It is true.
Yeah.
He's out of town.
Full makeover of this fucking apartment.
I thought you were going to say full naked, but you didn't say that.
Bro, I'm wearing clothes, let's be honest.
I know. I was
this fucking apartment, dude. I built so much shit, and it's like homey now.
Before we get into really anything, I just have a quick question. So when you get out there, is there just boxes of stuff waiting for you to put together?
Yeah, pretty much, dude. I have like my Bob the Builder tool belt. I like, can we fix it? Yes, we can, and like that's it.
You look like a Bob the Builder tool belt kind of guy.
I'm a toolbox, like tool.
Listen, tool, I wasn't gonna go there, but I mean, you know. The news, by the way, appreciate the 19 months. Unfortunately, there's no alerts on this particular scene. When we go into Warzone, I'll rerun it and I'll hit it for you.
That's pretty pain.
You know, listen, if we ever make this, which I plan on making this into a audio podcast, you know, we want to make sure we, you know,
yeah,
want to get extra sounds and whatnot, you know. But I do appreciate it. Polito said take them off. I'm assuming he's talking about clothes. And then Rax said he's naked. Okay. Let's just get into it. Listen, I don't know.
At that point, fuck.
Just hit the button and just turn it off, right? I think we just move on from there.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My weens are naked. Okay, dude. Listen, you know, whatever.
We full sending now. We're just gonna full send it.
It is what it is. Listen, I see what you wrote about ESPN. I've already created the Yahoo thing, and it's easy on the app. You can have it on the app. Did you not know that?
I don't have the Yahoo app, but I know that the ESPN bracket, like I know how it works, so like I don't care. By the way, I dropped you a host, but like it doesn't tell you know that, so like you can also run that one back too.
But I do appreciate that as well. Thank you very much, and I'll give you kisses later. The weens are sans collars, so that would mean they are full naked, dude. Rax said he was gonna rock out with his cock out. We are full off the rails, and we are 3 minutes and 40 seconds in. But then again, that's just the greatness stream. So. I mean, you know, that's how the podcast goes. It's just kind of how it is, you know?
I'm going to tell you something right now. I might throw the fucking HyperX mic out the window. I might invest in a fucking Yeti. This arm is absolutely ridiculous.
Listen, you sound great. I need the link to that arm because it looks like it flows with gentle ease. And dude, this one's okay.
Like, take the camera off. No, dude, this is like heavy duty. Like I researched this for Snooze and like I got it off of Amazon. And the reviews for this one in particular were fucking through the roof, and it's heavy duty. So definitely for your Shure mic, this is the one way to go.
So FYI,
the only thing is it doesn't have the, what is it called?
Well, my mic came with that. The mic came with it.
Okay, because so like the one that we got didn't come with it, and then you had to buy a specific one for this Yeti. It's like a whole fucking ordeal, but it definitely is the best to get.
So Eddie Polito said he redeemed for 100,000 points mod, which for those who don't know, he's already a mod. He was one of the first mods on the channel, actually.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I probably was like number 2, maybe Snooze.
I should go. You know what I should do, dude? I should go in.
What's that? Should go in and
I should like allow that. Wait. Too much work. If you give yourself your money back, I don't care. Anyway, March Madness brackets. That's the first thing we have on the docket, the Darnell docket.
Yeah.
I have already created the bracket itself on Yahoo. If you have the Yahoo Fantasy app, it's already set up in there and everything. I will be posting some rules and regs as we get a little bit closer. We, as in myself and Jay Lamps, need to determine how much we're going to be doing it for. We'll figure that out at some point.
I think so. Your choice. I know in the past that like when I've done these things, you can do one bracket per person, or you could do a multitude up to 4 brackets per person. Obviously, the more brackets you make, the more money you would insinuate and put in. That's kind of how wherever you want to do it.
I'm cool with that. Listen, you don't have to just have one bracket. Yeah, I mean,
I think it would be cooler just because like if you pick Duke to go all the way and then you think maybe Michigan State might go all the way or like whatever. I don't know. It's just a thought. Like
no, definitely.
Gonzaga
I'm definitely in for more than one.
Okay.
I'm definitely in for more than
4
one.
would be the cap though. 4 is the limit.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And if we do that, we'll probably do like $10. I think it's probably a nice number. It's not overly expensive, and there's no minimum we need to hit for boxes like we did for Super Bowl, so it's not anything like that.
You could have as many as you want. You can have as many people as you want, or
as little as we can fit. You know,
exactly.
Right? So that's cool. I think we're probably gonna go without it being
the
officially
thing is, when
official.
You made the group, did you make it private or with a code so like people?
It's it's private for now. Yeah, we don't want anybody random because obviously if they win, then they didn't put any money in. We're not gonna do all that, so it'll be private. You'll get a code and all that stuff. You'll get a link. I'll be putting that in Discord probably tomorrow, while I'm working or whatever, because that's what we do when we work.
Picks Duke. I don't know, man. They're a fucking up and down team this year. And
college basketball has been up and down. Auburn went on that 19 game streak or whatever. They've lost 2 of their last like 4. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot. I haven't really been paying attention much to college.
I haven't either.
Like I've been watching bits and pieces, but I've seen quite a few upsets. The past couple of weeks, shit's crazy. I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been watching and paying attention to high school basketball right now. So obviously back home, it's section time. So kids are obviously competing for a section title. My alma mater, Tappan Z, is obviously going for a section title for basketball. And
my alma mater is as well. FYI.
Yeah, North Rockland. I tell you what, man.
They look good.
I will tell you what, they do look good. They look really good.
21 and 0. How do you put in chat?
I watched them play. Who'd they play? They played somebody. I think they played Suffren. And like they fucking blew them out. Like Suffern's a really good team too. Like I tell you what, I've been following it on Twitter because I follow Kevin Devaney and like MSG Sports or whatever. Like They do a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I used to. That's the one thing I do miss is going to high school sports. But
Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, no, for real, high school sports and coaching high school sports. I coach like a JV football team and a modified baseball team. But just being around that, it's fun. Kind of nice. It's
very fun. It's exciting. Definitely. That, speaking of basketball, rolls us into our first topic of the day. Dude, we're getting
born to do this, bro.
We're getting good at this, dude. We're getting good. I don't know.
I was born to do this. This is it. This is my shine.
We will be finishing our night out with some football talk, but since football season is over, we felt it would be best to roll into the NBA because that's the season that's hot, heavy right now. So all you non-NBA fans, you can just don't leave me. Don't leave. But just
put us on pause.
You maybe turn the volume down. But be here. All-Star Weekend just happened, and I have an overall grade. We're gonna give it an overall grade. We'll do overall at the end for me. So first thing that happened was the Celebrity All-Star Game on Friday. It was okay. It was. I'm a fan of the celebrity games. I know that people are like, they don't play basketball. Whatever. I like it. I always find it interesting to watch people who don't normally play basketball be involved in stuff like that. I think it's cool to see how good somebody is or how bad somebody is. And I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed watching DJ Khaled dribble up and down the court. Let me find out. That's what you paid for.
But so I don't enjoy him as a basketball player, but it was funny. It was definitely funny to watch because that's the point of it. It's supposed to be entertaining as a relief point for the NBA. It's a nice little way to get like the mainstream popularity built up because you bring mainstream stars in. Like Machine Gun Kelly was in the game. And it's really what it really is for that hometown crowd to get a good like zest for some hometown celebrities like MGK was in. He's from Cleveland. What? You good? I see you. I hear you. You okay? Did you die?
On. I don't really. Please hold. I'm not really sure why it's doing this.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
I can't hear you right now.
Oh no!
So it's like I have to like click and like. Oh no! Hold on. The fuck.
All right, he'll figure this out. We're just gonna keep rolling.
Oh wait.
So I thought that was really cool. Myles Garrett was in the game.
Just keep talking. Just like you do your thing, and like I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing.
I'm fucking trying, but you keep interrupting me. But you don't know you're interrupting me because you can't hear me talking in the first place. You know. Listen, I don't even need this guy. This guy up here. This guy. I don't even fucking need this guy over here. I could be the host of the show. This guy's over here. Connect 4. Fucking Tim the Tool Man. Fucking Grayson Allen. You don't even know what he's doing, dude. But anyway. Celebrity game was all right. Kareem Hunt was in the game. He plays for the Browns. Myles Garrett, people like that. So it's kind of like a hometown thing. But I always find it interesting to see how good celebrities are at games, and things like that. People who aren't normally in their realm to be in that type of thing. So this particular celebrity game was all right. It was a lot. It wasn't as good basketball wise as it's been in the past. Some of the games in the past have been pretty good. Some people, they could ball. This one, it was not so much. It was all right, though. It's still cool kind of seeing what everybody can do. We went into the new Steals Challenge. It started Friday and finished Saturday. I didn't get the full gist of it, but from what I'm understanding is there's like a point score total kind of thing going on where each game you play has a different point total. I know the end is the half-court shot that you have to finish with your team, and I think the team of the Cavaliers needed to score their half-court shot within 9.9 seconds, and Evan Mobley, who's definitely going to be the Rookie of the Year, hit it in 4.4. So that was crazy. I mean, think of 4 seconds in a half-court shot. That was kind of lit. Then we had the three-point contest, which was interesting. That's always exciting, especially if you have a couple of guys who can get on a hot run. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns ended up, second big man to win the three-point contest in the history outside of Dirk Nowitzki. So that was kind of cool. Nothing overly ridiculous, but it was all right. It was cool. Then we had the dunk contest. It was absolutely terrible. I streamed during the dunk contest, and I was catching glimpses of it over on the right-hand side here by my laptop. It was not good. Obi Toppin won, but I'm going to tell you in about 10 years, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to remember. Nobody's going to even have any idea. There was so many missed opportunities and missed dunks and missed attempts. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And I feel bad for those guys because those guys are good basketball players. So, you can't take that away from them. They definitely are ballers. Juan Toscano Anderson. I don't know, however you say his name. Obi Toppin. Those guys are good. It's not that they're not good basketball players. They're great dunkers even, but it seems like the dunk contest has lost its flair a little bit in the last couple of years. The big-time guys who used to do it have no reason to do it. There's no incentive for them to put their name on the line and lose. Guys like LeBron, you're not going to see LeBron ever in a dunk contest. I mean, he's missed that boat anyway because of his age, but he was never going to do it because he had too much to lose the dunk contest. Why put yourself in that situation, right? So I'm not really quite sure what we're going to get out of the dunk contest for the years to come, but something has to change. We need to have some type of change. Look at this shit. Now we lost him. We lost him completely. He's gone forever. You don't even know what he's doing. You just see the Discord sign over there. It's pain and suffering. That's all I know. And I guess what we'll do is we'll just turn that off for now, and he'll just tell me when he's back. Then, of course, overall, if I was to give the All-Star Weekend a grade from A+ to F. Oh, I'm sorry, we missed the last game of the weekend, the All-Star game. I think the Skills Challenge and the All-Star game catapult this All-Star Weekend into a very good grade. The All-Star game was great, dude. Not a lot of defense was played. There was enough for me, but it's supposed to be a pickup game. It's supposed to be fun. The All-Star game I watched Monday morning on record, and it was awesome, dude. Steph Curry looked fucking incredible, dude. You could tell he got tired at the end. He was definitely pushing for the record. The record is 52 points in the All-Star game, set by Giannis a few years ago. And I mean, Curry was trying, but he hit 16 threes in this game. 16. The man was pulling from half court and turning around because he knew it was going in. I don't know the last time I've ever seen Curry play like that, but it was awesome. It was so cool to see. It was so cool to watch. The game was great. LeBron finished it with a game winner. The All-Star game itself, A+. It was fantastic. The skills challenge, from what I saw, I would give that an A- or an A. The 3-point contest, I give that a B or a B+. It was okay. It wasn't crazy. Celebrity game, I give that about a B- or a B. The dunk contest was an F. And unfortunately, the dunk contest was so bad that it's going to take my overall grade for the All-Star weekend from, it would probably be an A. I'm going to bring it down to about a B+ for the weekend. Overall, very good. Was it going to be, is it the best of all time? No. I hear you now. Can I turn the window capture back on? Nope.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. I fucked it all up. Well, I didn't. I went to lower you and it got fucked up. But we're good now. Give me a second.
No kidding. You got fucked up. It's okay. I'm good at talking.
Dude, my bad, bro.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too, dog.
Anyway, that was the All-Star weekend. You missed out on that stuff, but that's okay. Some hot takes for the rest of the NBA season. So
by the way,
I think this is what I think. I'm pulling up the standings right now.
By the way, I thought you had a fucking Coors Light can behind you. It's a fucking Diet Coke. Jesus.
The fucking DC colder than your sister's ass after her divorce.
Oh, yo, Lil Coogene. You know what I'm talking about? Lil Coogene.
Love that guy,
bro. Hot mess.
All right. So here's some hot takes.
I'm listening.
Are you back? Can I show? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're back. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you're back. I'm back.
Hot takes. Now I have the standings pulled up, and I'm gonna click. I'm gonna click on this team, and I'm gonna look at their schedule moving forward. We have the Lakers.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
I'm looking at their schedule. They have, it looks like, about 20 games left. I'm not going to count them. I don't have all day.
Right.
But the Lakers right now are 27 and 31. They're 9th, which is good for a play-in game. And they only need one team outside the play-in game to jump them for us to have an issue here. And hey, Sanuz, I don't think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Either. I said that already, though. I don't think they were going to either. Their team, they didn't do anything at the fucking trade deadline. Nothing. They're going to go to the fucking buyout market or the free agent market.
Which they missed out on the best buyout guy, which was Goran Dragic. He's going to the Nets. And I think, which, by the way, we'll get to that, but that kind of solves your, do the Nets have enough point guard help moving forward for the end of the season?
Yeah.
You have the Trailblazers, who I don't think Dame Lillard is going to be back before the end of the season.
No. Which, again, and he pisses me off because he wants to stay there and be loyal, but you're not winning nothing there, bro. You're gonna be like the Charles Barkley of the fucking Portland Trailblazers.
This is my take. I think the Spurs and the Pelicans, they're sitting at 11 and 12 right now. They are both 4.5 games outside the Lakers.
Pelicans, you said?
The Pelicans and the Spurs are 4.5 games behind the Lakers with about 20 games-ish to play. I think, and I don't want this to happen because I do like LeBron and I want the Lakers to be successful, but I don't see them. And even if they do make the play-in game, they'd be lucky to win that. But I can see the Spurs and the Pelicans both going on runs. Not crazy runs because, again, these teams are both 13 games under 500. Excuse me. But I can see the Lakers falling out of the playoffs, and I can see the Spurs and the Pelicans jumping up. And I see the Lakers and the Trailblazers both missing out on the playoffs. I think the Spurs
but you know what?
have DeJounte Murray. I think the Pelicans are going to be rejuvenated if Zion can get back healthy. They have CJ.
That was the point I'm making. They traded for CJ McCollum, but Zion never. And there's a whole fucking drama scene with that. I have a better feeling that the Spurs make the playoffs as opposed to the Pelicans. the whole thing with Zion being like the drama queen, like didn't even fucking congratulate or like welcome CJ McCollum to the team. Like that's like,
well,
what,
they got to talking. Right, they did.
I don't know.
So Eddie says that Zion's not playing for them. I don't know what his injury situation is, but if he's healthy, he's going to play for the Pelicans, and he is going to make them a very good team. He's good. He's a good basketball player. Now, are they going to make it out of the first round if they do make the playoffs? No. But
no,
I do think they will have enough if Zion can get back healthy that they will be able to push past the Blazers and the Lakers. And I don't think it's going to be their. It's not going to be the Pelicans really doing it. The Lakers, I don't think, are going to win many games down the stretch. AD has got this knee thing going on. He's not fully healthy.
Thing.
Whatever it was, I knew it was a lower leg injury. Ankle, yeah. But then again, that's the story with AD. That's the story with AD, man. And I was a big fan of them bringing on AD, but he can't stay on the court. And you can't expect LeBron at 37 years old, 36, 35, whatever he is, but he's old, man. He's been in the league almost 20 years, 17 years or some shit, man. And he's been the best player in the league. It's crazy.
He was in college, or when he was in college, when he went to Kentucky, he was on Team USA playing with these guys.
This guy, he's
got miles on him. He's got miles. That's
so I see the Lakers falling out of favor, and I don't see them making the playoffs. I would love for them to make it. I'm not rooting against them. But the teams in front, they're not going higher. The Clippers, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Mavericks. I mean, these are all great teams. Great teams. The Jazz, Grizzlies, the Warriors, the Suns. The Suns are running away with the whole league. They're 10 games on anybody in the whole league.
Well-rounded, and they're so good. They're like the favorites to win championship.
Chris Paul injury.
Golden State would be.
Chris Paul injury is a big deal, though. He's out 6 to 8 weeks with a thumb injury. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't see the Lakers making it. If they make the playoffs, they'll probably win their play-in game, and I think they get knocked out in the first round just like last year. Now, MVP race. Well, actually, let's talk about the favorites since we're already on that topic. I put down that we have the Heat and the Suns. Those are the top two teams in their respective conferences.
Because the East is trash, though.
But I got to be honest with you. The East they don't have as high records as the West, but these are some mean fucking teams. The Heat are good, man. The Heat are really good.
They are, but you go out West, you'll name the top 5 teams and in the West, and even the bottom 5 teams in the West would fucking shit on the top 5 teams in the East.
I'm gonna tell you. So here's what I think. The Bucks. They're not the 5th best team in the East. They're not. Their record would suggest so, but they're not, right? Yeah. I also don't think Cleveland's the 4th best team in the East. I would put them lower. Brooklyn is not the 8th best team in the East. It would be between them and Milwaukee as the best teams in the East, right next to the Heat, who actually happen to be the top team in the East.
My man Bam, dude. That's Bam.
I mean, Jimmy Butler's been playing good. Kyle Lowry's been playing good. I mean, the team is good, man.
That team played well in the bubble.
Yeah,
that team played well in the bubble.
And I think they're sporting. Team. I believe they're sporting the best defense in the NBA this year in some type of statistics. Which, listen, if the Nets and the Heat are on a collision course in the first round, that's top offense, top defense. We'll see how that goes. So I mean, I would think for me, I think the Bucks, I think the Nets, and I think the Heat are kind of your top contenders in the East as long as KD comes back full healthy and Ben Simmons gels nicely, which I think should happen. Considering all the factors, doesn't have to be his team. He doesn't have to be the number one provider. He could be the third guy, and they have Goran Dragic now, which is a huge pickup, I think, for them in the buyout market.
Come back full time or what? Is Kyrie back full time?
So I don't know. Listen, I think April is going to be a really interesting time for New York City because in March, I think March 31st for us in Delaware, masks are out completely for everybody, including schools. So
March 31st.
That's here, and I believe it's even earlier up in New York. So
yeah, it's March 15th.
I have a really strong feeling that the rules, first of all, the rule is bullshit, if you ask my opinion. The reason Kyrie Irving can't play in New York City is because I don't know exactly why
the governor's rule. It was the governor and the mayor's rule that if you live within the city of the state of New York, you need to follow those mandates.
And then you have people who can come in from outside.
Team,
yeah. What kind of bullshit is that?
Visiting team and you're not vaccinated, you can play in that state. It doesn't make any sense. But you know what? And you didn't really touch upon it, but it goes to like Toronto with like the Blue Jays, right? The Blue Jays didn't want anybody playing baseball and crossing the border to go to Canada. So where did Toronto play?
They played in Buffalo.
They played in Buffalo, right? So that standard was held, but now the NBA is a little more like lenient on it. I think, like you say,
I think the rule will change, and I think it'll go away. Yeah, that's what I think ultimately will happen. But
okay, so how many games though are you missing?
Honestly, if the Nets are in the playoffs, he could play half the games from here on out. I don't see the Nets losing games. KD should be back very soon. Ben Simmons, they're trying to ramp him up and get him involved in games very soon. And I think the Nets will actually jump out of the play-in game scenario that they're in right now. I think they'll put themselves in the top 6 somewhere. They're a couple games out of that right now. I think they're like 3.5 games out or 2.5 games out or something like that. But I think they can do that. And I think Kyrie's back full-time for the playoffs. I think that'll happen. I think the addition, like I said, of Goran Dragic is massive. I think that's a big deal for them. But we'll see. I mean, the Nets are not in the same boat as Boston and Cleveland and Charlotte and Atlanta. Like, the Nets are championship or bust. If they don't win the championship, it's considered a failed season. So,
see, like, I don't know about that now.
If the Nets don't win a championship, I'm telling you right now, it's a failed season. I don't care who they traded away, who they have on their team. They brought KD and Kyrie here to win a championship. James Harden was ancillary.
We had that conversation, and I told you if you had kept James Harden, it needed to be a win or bust. But now you traded the man away. You still have the KD and Kyrie locked up, and I don't know what Ben Simmons' contract is, but multiple
2 or 3 more years he's locked up.
Fine. So okay. So multiple years.
KD's locked up. Kyrie is not. He's got a player option.
He's got a player option. I don't know. I mean, like you say failure because you're a fan of the team. I think the moves in which they made, you could build for the future. So even if you don't win it this year, next year, fully healthy, no mask mandate. And
Sean Marks said it himself. It's championship. That's the goal. That's the expectation. What is he supposed to say? Also, you could say,
I don't see it that way right now anymore. I thought I did, but like I said, you traded away James Harden. You got assets. You got a guy that you locked up for 2 to 3 years. You know, Kyrie's on a player option, which I think he will resign. So, and your future is bright.
Let me ask you a question.
You have the picks. Yeah, I'm listening.
So, the reason I say it's championship or bust, because you look down 1 through 10 in the East and the West, and you give me a fully healthy Brooklyn Nets team against a fully healthy team of any other sort, is there a team that you look at and say, no, they're not, they don't have a chance? There's not a single team on the list.
No.
They should and can, and I'm not saying they'll blow everybody out, but I mean, they probably have the most talented team, like, on paper. So fully healthy.
What I'm saying to you is, but the factors of being injured and having injuries, 1, and 2, this whole mask shit with Kyrie of not being able to play half of the games. I feel next year you had a clean slate. You have the health. You have no mask having to be a thing, no vaccination, no nonsense. You get a full healthy team to come back, and you know what? Like you say, if they don't win this year, okay, they regroup, they draft, they get depth, they come back with a bigger, better team. And I feel like next year is a must win for them. They need to win the whole thing. This year, it's kind of like whatever. It can go one way or the other. I'm not a fan, but that's just the way that I see it. I mean, you being a fan, it's like with your Rams, you know, they bought.
Oh, this year was championship or bust for them.
It was championship or
bust.
100%.
I can't wait to get into the NFL. I can't wait.
I don't see that with the Nets. Right now, at least. I personally don't see it like that. But I can see where you stand, and I get it. I do.
That's fair. That, you know what that is? That's being able to agree and disagree at the same time.
Right. Fair enough.
But fuck you.
Thought. I put the final thought in there.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Post. So I've been reading, and I don't really read much, but I've been reading.
I read sports. I don't read anything else.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah. So like, LeBron's been talked about to say like he doesn't know if he wants to finish his career in LA. He doesn't know where he really wants to finish his career, but he guaranteed and said that I will make sure that I finish my career playing with my son for 1 year. Now, with that being said, you know, playing with your son, and I don't know what, I think he's a junior, maybe.
I believe he's a junior. So if I remembered correctly, before any of this even came about, LeBron's last year on the Lakers opened up him being a free agent the year that Bronny can come to the NBA. It was like on purpose that he did that. It was a 4-year deal he made with the Lakers, and I believe he's in year 3 now or year 2. I don't know. He re-signed after they won the championship, I believe, which was 2 years ago. Right. So I believe this is his second year in this new deal. He's got 2 more years after this, and so I believe junior, in senior, 3 years.
3 years, yeah. So junior, senior, freshman year of college, right? Yeah. So junior is now, senior year is next year. Freshman year of college is his 3rd year, and
which doesn't have to be a freshman in college. He could play in the G League if he so chooses to do so.
I mean, listen, now that college players can be paid,
yeah, no, I just. Playing devil's advocate. Of course, I think he's going to go too.
I think you're better off to play in college now. I know, like, the whole G League thing, and I mean, you're a
people
Syracuse
are making
fan.
money, man.
Corey is a big Syracuse basketball fan. Like, a lot of people that committed to play at Syracuse at the time, like, we would do all this research, and like, it was so big and it was so awesome. A lot of people didn't go to Syracuse because of they wanted to make money, and they went to the G League. Top prospects, like kids in like the top 5 or like the top 25 left. So I think. In his market now, I think of who he is, going to college is ideal. But now, what college are you going to?
Yep.
That's the other question. Like, I don't know. Like, that would be something to. He's going to be must watch.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to be great. I mean, he's not the top high school player right now, but he'll be up there. He'll be having a good. He's also playing with some of the top high school kids in the country. So. It's not, he'll be fine. He'll go to a great college. He'll go to a big name college and he'll play for a year and his team will be good and he'll be great. And he'll come to the NBA as a top, 10 pick somewhere. And LeBron will make his way to that team.
Who drafts him? And then where does LeBron end up going? Like,
I think
it's so many question marks.
It's literally going to be, it almost becomes a thing. Like, do you draft Bronny number 1 because you're going to get LeBron with him? It's almost like, do you do that? Because who's to say that he's going to be the best player in his class? Like who?
No, not at all.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Who's to say that LeBron is going to be the best in 3-4 years from now? Like that's the thing too.
It's very interesting, and we have time obviously, but I am very interested to see how that plays out. I will be rooting for both of them because that would be a really cool story for me to see and watch. So
yeah, I mean, you had it one other time, one other sport, really.
Yep.
Like that got to happen, and watching Griffey and Griffey Senior play with one another, like
I've seen highlights.
Fucking dope, dude.
It was cool, man. It was definitely cool.
Unreal.
Chlorophyll. What the hell? Imagine that guy being in the chat.
Fuck, dude. Hello, man's got a fucking bit badge and subs. Good for you, dog.
Yeah, dude. He's a legend. He's a legend,
bro. We got to get you some bit badges though, unless you want the regular ones. Like I think we need to revamp that. A little bit.
I thought I had. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
No, we're gonna revamp them because you have the subs. You need to get. Yeah, we're gonna revamp those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked basketball. We said our piece about that. I think we need to roll into a little bit of the. That's a cool remote. We need to roll into a little bit of the MLB. I know you're hot.
That actually is pretty fun. I'm hot. That's actually fire remote.
That is pretty fire.
It's
so okay.
It's painful. It's painful because like you hear nice things. And then like you hear shitty things and like dumb things. And what I don't like about this whole concept is if you're going to agree on something, stick to that agreement, move on and work on something else. Don't agree on something, backtrack, open up a whole other can of worms and then say, let's do this instead. And then like you don't have an agreement on something because like that shit sucks because you're really going in circles at that point and you're not getting anything done. Now, we had this conversation over and over again. Pitchers and catchers were supposed to report at the beginning of February. That didn't happen. Then players were supposed to report a week after. That didn't happen. This season's not starting on time. And like, I can't tell you, like every day and every hour this week is so important. And it's so crazy how you want to come back and you want to say, all right, we're going to start Monday. Beginning of the week. It's already Wednesday. You want to start Monday and we're going to have meetings for however long and we're just going to sit in a room. Like, why couldn't this get done before this time? This is like college kids cramming for a fucking test in the library the day before a final. Why? This week is so important, but why couldn't weeks previously be important? Why does this week something has to get done? It makes no sense. It doesn't. You know what's happening though? TV deals, regardless of if you're re-signed or not, your sport is not on TV. It's the most talked about thing on ESPN right now, besides obviously the NBA and hockey, which are the two current sports going. Football will be taking a back seat because of the Super Bowl.
Give that a couple of weeks, but that'll be back. Football will be back
because you're gonna
football be back in March with the
draft.
Football will be back in March when free agency starts. You heard it here first. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's gonna take, especially if baseball's not happening. Football will be the most talked about thing again come March because it's free agency.
But it's so bad because baseball wants to say, "Yo, we're not making money. We're not doing this. We're not doing that." But like, you're doing it to yourself. You're literally doing it to yourself. So,
and you know,
who's to blame?
There's the owner side, there's the player side, and then there's where they need to meet in the middle, right? So we have this thing where, we have this deadline of February 28th, which is in 5 days. That's literally Monday, right? That's Monday? That's Sunday? That's coming up. That's literally less than a week away. It's Monday. And there's no deal happening by Monday. If you haven't been following baseball, one of the biggest things, this is not the only thing, but this is one of the biggest things that's being discussed right now is that they're trying to argue about the luxury tax, which is essentially the salary cap in baseball, right? Seems like the Dodgers are not considering that the salary cap. They're blowing right past it. They don't give a shit. They're paying whatever they need to pay in taxes. They don't care. They've blown right past that.
But Hal Steinbrenner uses it as a fucking cap.
But and I listen. I want the Yankees to spend all the money too, but they are not the only team doing that. There are so many teams in the MLB who are doing that as well, and I think the biggest thing for them right now, I mean, first of all, the players want it to go up to $250 million. They want the luxury tax threshold to be $250 million. The owners wanted it $220. It's currently it was $210 last year. So okay,
why can't we meet in the middle at $235, dog? Why can't we meet at the middle? Why is that such a fucking problem?
Because everybody has to have the biggest dick in the room when it comes to these kinds of negotiations, and it makes sense to hire the tax floor, right?
Yeah.
The owners, it doesn't affect the owners outside of the fact that they will have to, quote, have more money to spend. Having a higher tax floor means absolutely nothing to them. They could still decide, that they don't want to spend all that money. Now, with a higher tax threshold, the salary floor will increase as well, which is why the owners are having an issue with it. All these lower owners, the teams that don't make as much money, they don't want it to go up because that means they have to spend more money on contracts as well. So I get it. But you're making money.
You can bring in a superstar and or pieces like multiple players that equivalent to a superstar to run at something. The equivalent to? Is that a word?
Equate?
No,
equate?
Not.
Equate.
Yeah. Equate. You know what, dude?
I love you, dude, but I had to call you on it.
That's fine. I'm
you were mixing up two words. I mean, equivalent and equate. I mean, it was all right. It was not a bad thing.
But why can that? It could benefit both sides. I mean, see where the small market teams don't want to do that, but you know what? You got to put asses in seats. You got to sell tickets. You got to promote a team. Nobody's going to want to watch a fucking Pirate team suck ass throughout the entire year. No one's going to want to watch a Phillies team be stuck together with duct tape for whatever the reason is, because you don't want to spend money. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
I think what it's going to come down to, I think that's one of the biggest contested things right now. They'll figure it out eventually, but the problem is it's not going to happen before this, quote, deadline. We are going to lose games. We are not going to play until mid-May. I already said that last week. There is no way you're going to go 3 months with minimal negotiations and try to hammer out a deal in a week. There's just no way. This is not me trying to negotiate my salary with my boss at school. This is two incredibly large groups of people trying to come up with a contract that'll settle everything for hundreds and thousands of people. There's no way this is going to happen in now. It's not even a week. It's 5 days from now. There's no chance.
They say that they're making small progress. And
you don't need small progress. You needed small progress 2 months ago.
Right. No, I agree. 100%. But then you say small progress, but then like the thing came out where like player union went backwards. So did you read this where like the player union, they agreed with the owners that minimum salary for minor league and lower end players was supposed to cap out for like whatever number. They went back and they wanted to increase it again. And the owners were like, we just agreed on this. You agreed on this. Why are we talking about this again? We're going backwards now. Like, they're double talking and like they're in like this fucking cyclone of like, I said this and I'm going to cycle back to it, but you're not getting anything done. You're not accomplishing anything. We're not moving forward. So this whole week, the small progress, that's chopped. It's trash.
So
it doesn't make sense.
You know, when I said there's two sides, there's the owner side, the player side, and then there's the middle. Generally, the public will agree and side with the players, right? That's often what happens. And to be fair, that's generally what we all do because the owners, we all know, make way more money than they should be entitled to. And they don't give as much as we all feel they need to the player. We get that, right? We're like, okay, we got it. But herein lies a major issue in negotiations when the players are like, hey, we agreed on this, but you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna say we want this instead. Like, you can't do that in negotiations. That's bad on the players, and it's bad on the union, and that's bad faith. That's bargaining bad faith right there.
Bad representation. You know, like you as a player, okay, let's say that somebody was representing you and you came to the representative and said, this is what we want and this is it. Okay, great. So now everybody agrees with you. The representative then goes, they get it, the deal done, great. But now a couple other people in the back are like, whoa, let's get more. And now the representative goes there. Now it makes everybody else look bad because a small piece didn't want the first piece. Like it doesn't flow properly.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
whoever's representing the players, they probably look like an ass because it's like you said one thing, now you're going to go back to the other thing. It makes no sense. Then we get to the fucking point of fucking Aaron Judge. So I don't know if you follow the podcast of CC Sabathia and Ryan Rucco.
R2C2?
I like listening to them.
No, I don't, but I do know the podcast.
So on the treadmill at the gym, I've been listening to them. CC actually goes to my gym. His son goes to my gym. His son recently committed to Mississippi, which I think is not Mississippi, Georgia Tech.
That's cool.
And so it's like pretty cool to like see them like walk around the gym and whatnot. So they had Aaron Judge on, and Aaron Judge is cool, crisp, clean guy when it comes to talking about his future. And he doesn't know what his future is. And the Yankees obviously can't be in contact with him right now. But like the man is a free agent at the end of the year. So what do you do essentially? Do you give this man an extension at the beginning of the year? Do you let him ride it out and then figure it out after the year? I mean, it kind of seems silly and stupid where you have a homegrown Yankee, which a lot of the time, homegrown Yankees stay Yankees. Can't really see that not being a thing. And like, to me, like this man is like the face of the Yankees to be a captain.
He's the face of baseball right now.
So that goes to my second point. We're not just there yet. So let's talk about Aaron Judge. And then I have a couple of questions for you. And I want you to answer them honestly and openly because I want you to see what point I will make. So we'll talk about Aaron Judge for right now.
Aaron Judge, here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my very best to put fandom aside, but it's hard because obviously in terms of like what team I root for the most and the team that I've liked the longest, it's the Yankees. I've liked the Yankees since before I even knew how to talk. But
that's fact.
When it comes to Aaron Judge, you have the chance to have a player who, when healthy, which has been, right? He was only out for a few games this year. He only missed a handful of games because of injury this year.
Yeah.
You have arguably a top 3 to 5 player in baseball. And he's a 5-tool player. Does he steal a ton of bases? No. But he's fast.
Kenny? Yeah.
Yeah. Covers the ground in right field.
Not to say all the time. He's capable.
No. But he's a top 5 right fielder in baseball, outfield fielding wise.
Yep.
He has begun to now hit for average. He hit 280 something this year or 290 something, which is a great batting average. And he can hit you 35 to 50 home runs a season. And the only a few players you could say are better than him. Now, Ohtani, we'll see what happens with him moving forward. Is he going to repeat what he did this year? Who knows? Mike Trout, I'd say, is still probably better than Aaron Judge.
When healthy.
And I don't know who else would put ahead of him. Maybe, as much as I hate the guy,
Mookie Betts.
Maybe Mookie Betts. Maybe
Mookie Betts is like he's definitely in my top 5. Definitely in my top 5. That man hits for.
I think the top. So the top 5 is it fluctuates, right? But those I think those 3 guys are there. They're locked in.
I don't have to rank.
No, but I think those guys are locked in there. So for me, no matter. I mean, he's 29. He's up there, but you have the chance to. But he's a late bloomer, mind you. He didn't come up until he was about 25, 26.
Yeah.
You have the chance to lock up a guy who is one of the best players in baseball for 6, 7, 8 years, right? I don't see them going more than that. I don't think
10-year deals exist.
They don't exist anymore. No, I don't see that. But the reason I'll explain why I bring up the number 8 in a minute. There's nothing, in my opinion, as a fan of baseball, as a fan of the Yankees, as a fan of just sports in general, there's nothing that the Yankees should not do in terms of giving him what he wants to get him on the team for the rest of his career.
You could do one of 2 things, I think. Like I kind of played around with it a bit. So you can do where before the season starts, I think, and like it wasn't quoted to say, it was speculation.
And it should be before the season. If that's the fan in me. Should be before the season.
Sure, absolutely, I agree with that. However, if it wasn't, okay, the Yankees then come out with a press conference, and they say, "Listen, like this is our captain. This is our guy." Okay, now you locked him in as captain, so therefore for a fact you're going to get an extension at the end of the season. Doesn't have to be now, but you lock him in as a captain. End of the season, lock him in. Give him whatever money, whatever years, fine. So you didn't do it at the beginning, but for a fact it'll be done at the end. If none of those 2 things happen, what the fuck are we doing? You're going to let this man walk where his resume, minus a championship, has been to wild card games, divisional games, championship games. Okay, obviously 1 game short of the World Series, because the Astros cheated.
I'm going to tell you right now, he also should be MVP.
Yeah. Got the fucking MVP stolen from the midget fuck who's slamming on trash cans. Again, fandom in me, but again, it is what it is.
But that's, I mean, look at the numbers. I even thought without the cheating, I thought he was the MVP. Bro, he had 52 home runs, and he had 100 something RBIs. He hit 285. Why? Because this guy hit 340 with 20 some home runs. Don't get me started with that, bro. Don't, please.
Hold on. Because there was and I was gonna say 2, and I was right. There was 2 categories. Okay, 1, if you want to get real technical, 2 categories where Aaron Judge did not perform according to the internet, but 1 was a tied category. So Jose Altuve had a WAR of 8.1, and Aaron Judge also had a WAR of 8.1. The only other category that was in favor of Jose Altuve was batting average, and that was a 346 to Judge's 284. Judge ran away, and it wasn't even fucking close with slugging percentage, on base percentage, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. Games played, Judge played 2 more games than Jose Altuve that year, and that man got voted MVP. Makes no sense. 0 sense.
I said it the day it happened. I said there's 0 reason why this guy should win MVP, and that was before any allegations came out and anything. The guy had an otherworldly season, and he didn't even get a handful of first place votes. No. Altuve won in a runaway. So, in my opinion, he should have been MVP that season, and now even considering cheating, he really should have been the MVP that season. Yeah. Please. So I think he should be extended prior to the season. That's just my opinion. That's the fan in me. But I know, so. I
honestly hope so.
Even if there's no captain thing going on, I still can see them re-signing him. Let me get to why I brought up that number 8. So I don't believe in 8-year contracts personally. I don't. But I think the 5-6 range, 7 maybe, is kind of where a lot of these teams are capping out. Yeah. Because you saw
contracts, you can front load and then you can back end.
You can do almost whatever you want with a baseball contract. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
But
Dude, get
interestingly,
some water, dog. What the fuck?
I'm drinking water. I have a cold, man. I'm trying to fight this weather. Is crazy down here in Delaware.
Dude,
it's like
fucking hailing here and shit. Like the sky was.
Can I explain
today.
to you? Can I explain to you what's going on down here in Delaware? So last week, before the weekend started, I don't have COVID. Shut up. It was in the 40s and 30s last week, towards the end of the week.
Yeah.
The weekend, it was 60s all weekend. It was 70 when I left work today. It's going to be 30 in the morning. The weather's wild. I have a scratchy throat. It's got to do with the change in the weather. I'm not sick. It's crazy. I don't even know what to explain. But anyway, moving on. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm here.
I'm as long as you're good, I'm good, and like we're chilling.
So I gotta clear my throat. I'm gonna try to listen.
You're the host of this podcast. I'm just the fucking coattails. You die, I'm nothing.
I just want to. So if you hear me clear my throat, there's a really good chance that I've muted my stream, but I have not muted my Discord. So you may hear me. That hasn't happened the whole time, but it has happened a little bit. Tip, listen, shut the fuck up. The reason I say Aaron Judge could end up with an 8-year deal. If the Yankees do, in fact, go after Freddie Freeman and sign him, this is what I believe it's going to take. Okay. Right now, from what I'm hearing, I was listening to the radio today on the way home. Freddie Freeman is being offered a 5-year deal for, roughly like $30 million by the Braves.
Right. Now,
the jersey hasn't showed up. You better get your money back for the shipping.
Jesus.
So Freddie Freeman, he's somewhere in the 5 for 30 a year, so that's about $150 million that the Braves are offering him over 5 years.
Right.
He's insulted. He's offended that they are unwilling completely to go to the 6th year for the same amount of money. He's like, I want 6 for 180. Why? Like whatever. I want the 6th year. The Braves are like, no, we're at 5. That's where we're going. We're not going any further. So he's off put by that. I mean, buck up. I mean, you'll be fine. That's kind of my opinion on that. Like, you're 32. So this is why I say 8 years for Judge. This is how I see the Yankees swooping in and getting Freddie Freeman. And this is the only way. If the Yankees are willing to give Freddie Freeman that 6th year at $180 million, that is the only way I see Freddie Freeman leaving the Braves. Why is he going to leave the Braves for the same amount of money? Same contract. He's got no reason to. He's beloved in Atlanta. They just won a championship where he was the face of the franchise. So unless the Yankees are going to blow him away with a salary, which I don't think they're going to do that. No. If they give him that 6th year, that's going to put him at what age when he's finished with his contract? 38. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge, also due an extension, is going to be 30 in April.
8 years, 38.
He's going to look at Freddie Freeman's contract and go, yo, you're giving this guy up to 38 with all this money.
Right.
Where's my piece? That's what I want.
Yep.
I want to be paid till I'm 38. So that leads me to say this. I don't think the Yankees are going to sign Freddie Freeman. Because of that reason, I think they will vision Aaron Judge long-term as a first baseman. I think he's going to profile there in about 3-4 years. I mean, he's big. He's a big guy, right? He's 6'7". He's 275. Yeah. He can't play right field for his whole career. He does have a hose, but I mean, his lower body, I mean, you can't expect his lower body to keep up with that kind of outfield play for the rest of his career. That's true. So in about 4 years...
And they have trade pieces, though. The Yankees still have pieces that they can move.
You have this is what I see them trying to do. Now, who knows if they're going to do it, because we all know how Brian Cashman is with his fucking beloved farm system. I see them making the deal. I hope. This is maybe the fan in me dreaming. But why aren't they making the move for Matt Olson in Oakland? Make the move for Matt Olson in Oakland. He's signed for 2 more years. He's under club control for 2 more years. Yeah, you got to give up the farm. You do. Matt Olson's one of the top 5 first basemen in baseball.
And major leaguers.
Yeah. You know what? Send him. Matt Olson is a top 5 first baseman. He's a lefty. He plays great defense. And he is a guy who has a sweet swing for Yankee Stadium. Give up the farm. Where are we going in 5 years? In 5 years from now, this window is closed. The window's closed in 5 years. No, I don't care.
There's a problem. There's a problem with that. You're not solidified unless you sign a shortstop. you don't know what Gleyber Torres is going to be back at second base.
There's nothing stopping them from signing Carlos Correa. Why?
But what I'm saying to you is, if
why can't they do that?
You're taking, if you don't, okay, you don't sign Carlos Correa, and you're gonna fucking do whatever you got to do. Whether you bring up a young guy, whether you get a Simmons, and Alton Simmons on this team right now would pain me. Because you have an opportunity to sign a big guy and you went small money route, which makes no sense. However, if you went small money route, you're then banking on your young guys, your minor leaguers, like Anthony Volpe. There's other prospects that play the middle infield, third base. So you didn't sign Gio Urshela to big money. You have DJ LeMahieu, who could play all over the infield. So even if he played first base for you or third, you have moving pieces. You have Luke Voit, who plays third base. You can't DH him. That's fucking Stanton's spot. Stanton played a nice outfield, and I'm glad that they threw his ass out there, because that DH spot was clogged. It was clogged, yes. And he single-handedly destroyed down the end of the stretch. Now, you know what? You go play at Boston because you don't get a home game. His 2 hits, probably home runs anywhere else besides hitting it off the big monster. And you know what? We're probably having different conversation of how far they actually went.
Here are my scenarios that could play out. I don't, as much as, I mean, Freddie Freeman's awesome. He's one of the best first basemen in baseball.
Lefty bat, first baseman. That's what you want.
But then they're not going to sign Carlos Correa at the same time. They're not going to do that. They're not going to spend all that money. It's
been done.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
It's been done before. They've signed big name players. When the Yankees won their championship in 2009, they
13 years ago, when George Steinbrenner was still alive and he was the guy that was running the show, that's when they made moves like that. They do not play ball like that anymore, and it pains me to say that. But they won't. But they won't. They won't do that.
You know what? They won't, and then you're going to have the same conversation, the same talks over and over again. It's either the what-if teams or the why did we fall short teams. So that year when he was alive, they signed A.J. Burnett, they signed CC Sabathia, they signed Mark Teixeira, and I think they signed one other piece. There was 4 guys that they signed.
They're not going to do it.
Super team. You say they're not.
Listen, blow me away. I would be tickled. I would be tickled fucking pink if they did that. I would be enthralled. But they won't. They will not. This is what they're gonna do. It's one of a few things. They either sign Freddie Freeman, and then that's gonna fuck up the Judge situation. You heard that shit here first. I'm telling you right now, that's gonna fuck up the Aaron Judge situation. And if you ask me who I'd rather have until they're 38, I'm picking Aaron Judge every day of the week.
Damn right.
I love Freddie Freeman. I think he's one of the best first basemen, especially the last 15 years. No, this is what I would love to see. This scenario right here. You sign Carlos Correa. You missed the boat on some of the other guys that I thought would have been nice pieces. I think that, but it is what it is. Listen, you give the money to Correa, right? Give him the money. Give him what he wants. Okay. Bring him in. You bring in a guy like Anthony Rizzo to play first base. 2-year contract, right? Nice.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that. Like, that should be a fucking
He would be great, right?
Or he tore it up at the end.
Or you get Mixie and you bring in Matt Olson. And who knows? If you make that deal with Oakland and you get Matt Olson, Ramon Laureano's on the trade block out there in Oakland. He plays center field. What else do you need as a center fielder, right? You could try to get a little Mixie. You bring those two major league. Well, Aaron Hicks, who knows what he's going to be when he comes back, right? And I like Aaron Hicks.
You also have to get rid of Luke Voit. So if the Luke Voit goes with that Matt Olson trade, and then are you going to ship out Aaron Hicks and you're going to ship out more people?
No. So I don't think Hicks would be moved in the deal. I think Voit could be moved. You send out the little guys, man. You send out Volpe or Peraza. What are we playing for right now? Where is our window? Our window is not 4 years from now. Our window is now. Our window was 3 years ago. And it's closing. It's closing. Aaron Judge is going to be 30. Giancarlo Stanton is 31, 32 years old. DJ LeMahieu is 33 years old. These guys are getting up in age. There's no way and no reason we are waiting. For what? What are we doing? If you sign Carlos Correa, you have no reason for Peraza or Volpe or any of these guys.
No,
send them away.
Point.
Trade them. Use them.
If you don't sign him, then we're legitimately putting duct tape and Band-Aids over giant cracks in a wall. It's literally what you're doing, because our pitching was fucking atrocious. Our bullpen
down the stretch, it was not good.
It was not good.
Listen, but so here's how I feel about pitching. Every team needs pitching. Every single team needs pitching. So that goes without saying. You could sign a starter.
Is like running backs in the NFL. Like
you burn through starters. The Yankees could go through 6 or 7 or 8 starters throughout the season, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, that's the way baseball works. People get hurt. Bullpen. I don't think they're that far off from having a dominant bullpen. It was pretty good this year. What the problem we have is we are very lucky to have seen arguably one of the best bullpens put together about over the last 3 or 4 years outside of this past year. I mean, there were teams that we had lights out. Literally, once the starter left the game, there was no chance you were scoring. Chad Green at his top, Chapman at his top. I mean, these guys were untouchable. Yeah. But we're a little ways away from that. The bullpen is very good, but you could always add bullpen pieces. You always get to add bullpen pieces. Same thing as a starter. You could always add a back end starter. They're not going to go out and sign any of these big name guys. They have Garrett Cole. They're not going to go out and sign somebody else. They tried to get Verlander, but he went back to Houston. So I don't see them making moves like that. I think their moves are going to be within the infield, and I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
But the final talk.
I like this. This is cool.
Wait, I'm sorry. No. This wasn't the final. Okay, well, this will be the final touch point of baseball. But then I have an overall arching question for you.
This is cool. I'm happy about this.
So I thought it was cool. So obviously the Yankees are putting on notice that Paul O'Neill would be an inductee to Monument Park for them. So number 21 cannot be worn. And now we're getting really trickling down with the number situation as far as if you were a Yankee and you retired and being put in Monument Park, you can no longer wear that number.
Yeah.
So 1 through 10, locked up. Can't get that number. 15, 16, can't wear that number. 20 through 23, can't wear that number. 32 is gone, can't wear that. 42 is retired throughout the entire league. However, Mariano Rivera did wear it before I believe it was retired by everybody. So now it's retired twice. It's Jackie Robinson and Mariano Rivera. 46, 44, I missed. I'm sorry. 44, 46, 49, 50, and 51. The Yankees are kind of running out of numbers, and like Aaron Judge is number 99. So like we're gonna see some wacky numbers come into play in years to come because the basic numbers are taken. Single digits are out. And soon enough, like the teens will be gone. The 20s will be off the board. You're going to see ridiculously high numbers. Before you know it, it's going to be triple digits that people are going to be wearing for this fucking team. Like, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I overall thought that was cool. I thought it was cool, man. I was listening to Michael K yesterday. They had Paul O'Neill on the show. And he's just down to earth. He's not a hothead like he was when he played. He's super chill, man. He's a great guy.
Nah, he's a gamer.
He's good. He's good to listen to. He calls the games occasionally, and I think it's great. I think it's a great play by them. Good move by the Yankees overall.
So now my overarching question, okay, I want you to think. You don't have to answer right away. Think real hard. 3 sports, okay? You have baseball, you have basketball, and you have football, okay? With that being said, we'll start with football first. Give me your top 3 football players. When you think of football, these 3 players come to mind. They don't have to be MVP candidates. They don't have to be the best players on their team. They don't even have to be the best players. I just want to know your thoughts. When you think of NFL, what 3 players come to mind?
I think of Aaron Rodgers.
Spokesperson. Okay, fine. Okay.
I think of Aaron Rodgers.
One.
Yeah. We'll get to him in a minute. I think of Tom Brady, who is now retired.
Okay.
Tom Brady's probably who I think of first, honestly. I mean, that's no way around it.
There's no ranking. It was just your top 3. It doesn't have to be any ranking. No ranking, just top 3.
And you want to know who else I think of first? Now, outside of my own team, because obviously I think of my team first. So I'm not going to go there. Right. But I probably think of Bill Belichick as like not a spokesperson, but player-wise. Might be Aaron Donald. Might be. He might be up there. It's mostly quarterbacks though. When you think of football, that's generally who you go to.
Okay, yeah. So it's mostly quarterbacks. So I would put like the Bradys, the
maybe
Rodgers,
Burrow,
maybe Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Burrow on the rise now. Okay, so like you think of that organization of players, and you think they talk, they address media and like all that stuff. Like you know what these people sound like. Moving to the NBA, give me your 3 people. Okay, top people in the NBA that you would pick.
LeBron, Curry, Durant, easy. 1, 2, 3.
100%. I couldn't agree more with you. Those guys, media loves them. They talk to the media. We know
the NBA. The NBA does the best job of monetizing their players. They do the best job.
Of course.
But again, they're only 5 players on a court at a time. It does make it a little bit easier. There are less players in the pool. But still, the NBA definitely does the best job of celebritizing, if that's a word, their players. They definitely do.
Right. No, I agree. So now, okay, we're going to pivot and we're going to close out with baseball. Give me your top 3 baseball players, spokes players, coverage, whatever. Top 3.
I would say Trout, Judge, and probably Bryce Harper.
Okay. It's funny how you say Trout,
maybe
Judge,
Mookie
Bryce
Betts.
Harper. Okay. So here's my thing, and like you made it a good point where it's like the NBA covers their top guys like the best and stuff.
Baseball's the worst.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Mike Trout is quote unquote the face of baseball. I don't know what the fuck he sounds like.
He wants nothing to do with
it. Zero. Bryce Harper, you know what? Like had his whole fall.
When was the last time we heard Bryce Harper? That's a clown question, bro. That was the last time I heard him and his voice.
That's it. Yeah.
That was like 8 years ago.
You mentioned Aaron Judge, which again, we talked about this. We had a whole thing on it as far as like, that's the guy, spokesperson guy, was robbed of an MVP.
We know what he sounds like, but that's because we're fans of his team. That's the only reason we know what he sounds like.
You also had an MVP last year, okay, that I don't know if speaks English or doesn't speak English.
I don't believe he speaks much of English.
So baseball, you want to talk about baseball having priorities and wanting to have.
That's true again, Nick. That is true.
People where I don't know what half these fucking guys sound like outside of my team. You know, nobody comes like, and we used to hear Mookie Betts when he played for Boston.
Yep. David Ortiz, you used to hear him talk all the time.
Yeah,
Manny Ramirez,
taking a back seat.
Pedro Martinez,
back seat. But again, like we know those guys because
they were baseball wide. They weren't just because they played against us all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the World Baseball Classic did wonders for the sport because you had guys representing their countries, whether it was Dominican Republic, whether it was the Netherlands, the United States. You had Japan, you had Korea, you had you even had Israel.
Yep.
Being represented by all these players. They took that away. Baseball, and it's so bad to say, is a dying sport because they're not doing the right things. They're not.
It's because they don't want to go away from, and please, I don't want to get started on this. I really don't. But they do not want to go away from the get off my lawn. My sport is the best. It's baseball's. It's America's. Please, they don't want to get away from that. And the minute they do that, the NFL did what nobody thought they would ever do. They have allowed betting, and inside their stadiums, basketball does an incredible job. Now, the basketball has probably always been the best at it because of the whole like they don't have a lot of guys to work with kind of thing, and they're easy to basketball is played by Michael Jordan. You dribble the ball up, you shoot the ball. You're the reason the points are being scored, kind of thing. But
Steph Curry in the corner.
Yeah, I mean,
or like move the ball around. Steph Curry's
exactly.
No, and, I get it. I just find it so funny how baseball wants to talk about
baseball is antiquated, dude.
There's so much money to be involved.
The whole thing with the steroids, the whole thing with the record book, the whole thing with everything. It's antiquated. Everything is antiquated. Nothing is updated. Brother, who are you telling? I've been saying it for years. We just started talking about it because we're doing a podcast, but this has been my mentality for years. So like I love records, but at the same time, like, why are we holding these records up like they're God's word? Like it's the Bible. Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
It's awful. And like I said, I mean,
put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I'm with that. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I like that.
We talked about this when the Hall of Fame came
I know. Please.
The 3 of the best fucking players to ever play this sport. The hit leader, the Cy Young leader.
My throat can't handle this today. My throat, my voice, I can't handle it. We need to pivot to football really quick because we only have a few minutes left.
No, I agree.
I'm getting hot, and I'm not even the one talking.
Hot and heavy, and baseball will not be played on time. You heard it here first.
It's 100%.
See y'all in May.
I'm telling you, middle of May. I told you that last week. Middle of May.
Triggered.
I'm not going to run through our free. I'll touch on a couple of those free agents.
Yeah,
I'll talk about a handful. The point I need to talk about right now, though, is
the top.
And I
always though, but this is not news though. This
I have
straight fact.
I need to put out there in the beginning that I have a jersey of this individual. I have been a fan of this individual since as long as I can remember. And right now, I am willing to throw that jersey in the garbage with the way this man has acted over the last few weeks.
Weeks?
Well, this year in general. This year in general. He's always
the past 3. How about the past
he's always been kind of a jerk off, but he's always kind of played nice guy at the end of the day. This year he has thrown nice guy out the window. He doesn't care. He's a complete scumbag. He's a hack. He's a loser. And what he pulled this past week was absolutely ridiculous. And it was just a ploy because he was getting jealous that Tom Brady was the guy being spoken about all week. I guarantee that's why he did this. Aaron Rodgers is a scumbag. He is an asshole. He is a piece of shit. And all he cares about is his damn self. He posted that long, drawn out asshole fucking thing about, I love playing with my quarterback and my team. I'm going to miss you guys. This year was great. I loved it. Man. And then he comes on a Pat McAfee podcast the next day and says, I ain't got no news. Brother, what are you doing? In what world are you posting all that without a reason or a place to go with that? Like, all of that to me was like the writing on the wall. Like, okay, he's going to announce that he's going to move on the Pat McAfee show, or he's going to retire or something, right? But like, for him to go on the next day on the Pat McAfee show, the day after, he's not an idiot. He's a smart guy. He's just full of himself for some reason, like he's God's gift to the earth this year all of a sudden. Like he's got this God complex, like everybody should be bowing down to him. And all of a sudden, he's got this mentality like, hey, I'm fucking Aaron Rodgers. I'm the best quarterback in football. But guess what? Ask me to play in the playoffs, and I'm a complete ass fuck. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Figure it out.
First of all, I'm gonna do you a favor right now.
Yes, I did see that, Ash.
You're spitting everywhere. Like that poor Mike might have COVID now. Like I'm gonna put you on pause real quick. Okay. First of all,
thank you.
This man. Okay,
where's
he has
water?
won MVPs. He feels he's not being respected for whatever the reason is. You know what? You play for the Green Bay Packers. You have the best wide receiver on your team. You have a decent run game. Whatever.
They have two of the best running backs in football.
Okay, but you need to be a part of the spotlight, okay? And you're not getting that in Green Bay. Sorry, you're not. So if you were to say something, you need to back it up. I agree with you. We've seen these antics. We've seen this bullshit from time to time. People have said, if you don't like it, go fucking host Jeopardy. You seem to like that and enjoy that. You would be the face of that. Aaron Rodgers and your host of Jeopardy. We've seen it. We've seen it. So why does he have to say things? He says things because he's out here. He's fucking stirring the pot, bro. He's stirring it. That's it. Because people like you get triggered and want to talk about it. So we're doing the thing that he wants everybody to do, is talk about it. Now he comes onto a podcast and says, I have nothing to report. That blows the doors off of everything. People get absolutely...
There were 130,000 people watching the Pat McAfee show yesterday when he was streaming it live.
Of course. Of course, because they wanted to hear something groundbreaking news that it was going to be said on this podcast before any other NFL insider had something to say or tweet about. Come on.
I'm over it.
Attention, but
I'm over it.
Artist. I agree. Listen,
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Great player, scumbag person outside of it. No family life. Fiance, wife,
it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. All those years we talked about Aaron Rodgers not having a family life. Oh, maybe he has a toxic family. Maybe he's just trying to get out of it. Maybe it was him the whole time. Maybe it was him the whole time.
He cut everybody out. He's toxic.
I'm going to tell you right now. Without seeing what Patrick Mahomes can do for the rest of his career, I will go on record and I will say that Aaron Rodgers may be the most physically gifted quarterback we'll ever see throw a football in our lives. But he will not go down as the greatest quarterback of all time because he has done nothing to solidify himself as a winner. He's not a good guy. Now, many people will say Tom Brady's not a good guy. But guess what? Tom Brady in front of the cameras, he held it together. He was a man of the people, and I don't even like Tom Brady. I have gone on record before saying I don't like Tom Brady. He's beaten my team too many times, right? But
yeah,
Tom Brady understood his assignment as a professional athlete, being the top guy in his craft and knowing what to say to the media at the right time in the right situations. And this guy, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what's going on with him because he's done it for a long time now, and he's done a pretty good job of handling himself in front of the media. Yeah, he's always been kind of a scumbag. He thought who he was. But you know what? A lot of professional athletes feel that way, but they hold it together in front of the media. But guess what? Aaron Rodgers, this past year, the last 2 years, I don't know what has gotten into him. He's on some type of medication or something, but he's just showing his true colors. He's a complete asshole. And not even
I think he wants out and doesn't know how to like say it. That's the problem. Like,
well, guess what? If he's out, he's not winning nothing nowhere else. He's not winning nothing nowhere else. His only chance of winning a Super Bowl is in fucking Green Bay. You can't change my mind about that. You put him anywhere. It doesn't matter.
We talked about that.
That division is awful.
You said there was 3
that division is awful. Yeah, but it doesn't mean he's going to win a championship there. It just means it's a good spot where he can play well. It's not going to happen. He'll play well anywhere he goes. But the easiest place for him to get in the playoffs and have a position for his team to win is Green Bay. The Vikings are not going to fight you. The Lions are not going to fight you. And the Bears are not going to fight you. You have a walk-in to win the division year in, year out. And
it was like Tom Brady in the same division as the Jets, the Dolphins, and...
Why do you think Tom Brady didn't leave until he realized that those teams were getting better and his team was getting worse? And then he went to another division. Now, he went to a pretty decent division. The Saints have always been pretty good. But guess what? The Falcons and the Panthers were nothing. They're not anything special.
And the Saints were fucking torn into pieces after Drew Brees retired.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if Aaron Rodgers is not going to the Buccaneers, because if he does, every bit of credibility he has is gone with that.
Yeah, no.
Move on from me, please. I can't. This guy's an asshole. He's a scumbag.
That is so triggered right now.
He's a piece of shit.
Listen to me.
Because I don't like people who aren't good people. I mean, the guy's an asshole. The guy's a scumbag. He's just not a good dude.
You know what? We talked about that. We had the whole conversation about what type of person is he. He's a great football player. Outside of football, he's a clown. He needs the attention. Feels like he's not getting the attention, I guess he quote unquote deserves. And here we are, giving him the attention that he needs with 9 people watching on an hour and 17-minute podcast / stream on Twitch. Like, here it is. So if Aaron Rodgers is out there and he needs to get his fix, here it is. Jay Lamps and greatness _ _ _ You heard it here first. 4 underscores are talking about you, Aaron Rodgers. There you go. There's your minutes of fame. There it is.
Moving on.
Football to me is kind of like it's kind of swept and like I'm over it. Super Bowl is over with. I'm very happy for your team to win a Super Bowl, and like I can't wait to see what the draft, free agency all has in store, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about next week. But we're talking about basketball, college basketball, and we're talking about the MLB not playing. Football's kind of taking a back seat for me right now. I'm not really paying much mind to it.
So I'm going to hit I know we're over time, what we normally do. I'm going to spend about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. And just hit a couple of quick points. Really quick, Brian Flores, interesting, came out today. And I don't really want to get into this because I'm waiting to see what comes of this whole ordeal before we really dive into it. But
fucking botched too,
it's wild.
Botched.
But Brian Flores declined millions of dollars in a non-disclosure agreement with the Dolphins so he could tell his story about what's going on in Miami. Then Mike Tomlin says, well, you're not going to get a head coaching job anywhere. You aren't even going to get a coordinator's job anywhere. I think this is bullshit. I want you to come work with me as our linebackers and defensive assistant coach. Which, kudos to Mike Tomlin. That's a good job. But guess what? Mike Tomlin, he's an African-American. He sees Brian Flores as an African-American. He's like, you're not going to go without a job. You're too good of a coach to not go coach anywhere. You need to come over here. So I thought that was nice. I think that's a good move. Brian Flores, it's not what he wants. He should at minimum be a coordinator. He's very talented. So I think that's important for him to at least take a job somewhere.
So I think that's great getting a job, but as a Dolphins organization, that makes you look really, really, really bad.
Awful.
Like, really guilty.
This is bad.
Super guilty.
This could be massive. Could be massive.
But you know what? This is gonna go about the whole email thing with Washington and like John Gruden type of shit, and like this is gonna get a lot worse because it's not just one organization. It is multiple organizations have either done this. Doing it.
This could be incredibly altering for the NFL. It could
real
be
hot take. I know Miami's on the hot seat. You watch. The Houston Texans are next. They're gonna get fucking buried by this.
Well, we saw what happened to David Culley. I mean, the guy came in for 1 year. It
was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's
the man was laid up. And it was like fucking it was the lamb of the slaughter. He knew what he was getting himself into, got paid, sucked, and then they were like, heave ho, see you later. They got the draft pick. They should possibly get their quarterback back if he wants to stay. I don't know how that works. I don't know what the whole deal is with Deshaun Watson's deal, but that's fucking terrible. And I guarantee you, Cleveland as well. Cleveland comes back around and say, listen, like we were doing this shit and we were fucking tanking, and it doesn't really pan out for them in a sense because their quarterback is They've had receivers come and go. They've had the whole drug thing with Josh Gordon and domestic violence with Kareem Hunt. It's not good. It is.
I'm very interested to see how this entire thing plays out. I think, and it's not going to play out. You will not hear the end of this before the next season. I want to say that right now. This is going to go on for years. This is going to go on for years.
Yeah. Yep.
Will Tom Brady come back? This is the last thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Well, I'm gonna talk about my two Rams just quick because I think that's important. Tom Brady is not coming back. That's my hot take.
Ooh,
not coming back. Not coming back.
Okay.
Nope. He's retired and he's gonna stay retired. He's gonna miss it, and there's gonna be rumblings, but he's not gonna come back. Two key pieces to the Rams defense and offense: Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. did tear his ACL, and this is a little sneak peek at our free agency first look next week. Odell Beckham will return to the Rams on a 1-year prove-it deal. He's going to do somewhere like a $10-15 million deal.
Got it.
He'll come back like week 6 or week 7. That's my take. Von Miller.
Safe play for him.
Run it back. He's going to say, dude, he's going to say, run it back. Aaron Donald, Von Miller. Von Miller played some of the best football of his late career at the end of the season, and he's going to run it back. Yeah, I'm telling you. I know you're saying he's going back to Denver.
Skeptical.
You're saying Denver? Nope.
I agree with.
It's going to happen.
OBJ, I agree with.
Heard it here first. Greatest Sports Talk podcast. Greatest Sports Talk podcast. Von Miller going back to the Rams. Rams are going to be heavy favorites once that happens again. Heard it here first. That's not a fan of me. That's I've done research. Going to happen.
Okay. Anyhow. All right. I'm glad.
So next week we're talking about NFL free agency. We're going to be talking about quarterback carousel. What's going on there?
We're going to be talking about March Madness.
Yeah, dude, that's coming up. That's hot. It's going to be March 2nd.
Yeah,
March 2nd.
Okay, hear me out. So for everybody that is hanging out and listening, okay, our podcast is going to be moved.
We have to change.
It's not going to be Wednesdays anymore. Our podcasts are going to be Mondays. Yeah. And they're going to be a little later. So like if you're on the East Coast, it's probably going to be like 8:30, 8:45 start time. And then if you're like anywhere else west, just either roll back an hour or a couple of hours, whatever it is. We're going to do, so I believe Sunday is going to be Selection Sunday for March Madness. We will talk about that on Monday. We will talk about filling out brackets on Monday. We could fill out a live bracket on Monday. We could talk about collecting money for brackets. Brackets have to be in. If it is March 2nd, brackets have to be in no later than midnight on Tuesday.
Yep.
Or 11:59 on Tuesday.
I will get that out there probably tomorrow. I'll get the link out in the Discord tomorrow. If you're not in the Discord,
for sure.
If you're not in the Discord, make sure you hop in so you don't miss.
Yep.
That didn't do anything.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. There it is.
Nice. There it is. Love. Yeah.
So make sure you hop into Discord.
And also, if you are a fan of a team, to be honest with you, I'm a big Duke guy. I love Coach K. I think that John Shire now going to be the coach. I think this is going to be nice, the youth and staying within the program. If you are a fan of a team, make sure to rep it. We can create a channel in the Discord.
Nick is a Michigan fan, by the way. Nick's a Michigan fan. He went to Michigan. Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Juwan Howard. Listen.
Yeah. Listen.
Fab Five.
Listen, that guy.
Documentary.
The guy from, what was it, Wisconsin? That guy from Wisconsin, I would have clocked that motherfucker harder. That guy's a scumbag to what he did, bro. Ooh. So Juwan Howard threw hands.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah. I saw that.
So the guy, they were up like 15 on Michigan, and the guy called a timeout with like 15 seconds left. Yeah, and then he came over and he was like putting his hands on Juwan Howard, trying to talk to him all quiet and shit. Juwan Howard's like, "Don't fucking touch me." And then he kept trying to talk to him, and then he tried to fucking he tried to swing on him.
I feel that.
Yeah,
the
Wisconsin head coach is an asshole.
Small hot take for you, okay? Small hot take. Take this with a grain of salt. Now, I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but if they do, okay, be on the lookout for the Memphis Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
You right now.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Right now. Do not bet against Penny Hardaway. That man's he's played with nobody all year.
His son's on that team, isn't he?
Constructive criticism all year. And he's handled the media so well. He backs his players. They're like family to him.
I love it.
That guy is going to make noise if they make the tournament. He's
going to
make some noise. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Okay, I like it.
Also, you never bet against Tom Izzo either in the fucking Michigan State Spartans. Never bet against them. Never bet against them.
What a Kappa statement. USC winning it all. No shot.
Yikes. I'm very excited. You don't understand. March Madness is my fucking thing. I love talking about it. It's so much fun to unpack. And then at the end, when it's all said and done, you get the one shining moment video, which we will watch on stream because I fucking love the highlights, the tears, and the joy. That song brings everybody together at the end of it. It's so much fun. So I'm so excited for that.
I'm excited for it also. We'll talk basketball. We will talk a lot of college basketball next week. We probably won't even talk a lot of other things outside of maybe some NFL.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
a little bit of NBA.
We could sprinkle in NFL. We could sprinkle in NBA.
We're gonna do big March Madness next week.
If they come with a fucking agreement.
Listen, don't get me excited. Don't get me excited.
Listen. I'd be full mast if that actually happened. Just so you know. But so don't forget, Mondays going forward, a little later, we can go a little longer. Needs to be done. And then March Madness starts Wednesday. So
crazy.
Could be a good time. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to bounce out of here. You enjoy the rest of your stream. I mean, if you're not subbed to this man, listen to me right now. If you're not subbed to this man, whether it is on YouTube, and I believe YouTube is free subscription. So you guys need to put the bell on notification. Make sure you know when this dude's going live. He plays Warzone hell of a lot with a bunch of people. They're all vibes. They're all good people. YouTube. This guy puts out clips consistently on YouTube. He's been doing guns, which guns are back, which guns are not it. Funny content, shitting on kids. Don't be a shitter. Do not be on that. If I find out that somebody in this stream is on your thing because you shit on them, we're going to have a problem. And don't look at me because you shit on me with a fucking car one time. I didn't even know it was you. Good time stream sniping me. Awesome. Yeah, you know the vibes. But you need to make sure that you are following this man because we're doing some good things.
Love you. Appreciate that.
We've branched out with the whole podcast thing.
I really enjoy talking sports. It's so much fun.
I haven't done much streaming myself, but I can live vicariously through Matt, aka greatness _____. Yes, 4 underscores. 4 underscores.
It's 4, so you know it's me for sure.
That's it. Oh, see, we have a fucking slogan and everything. The only thing we're missing, Matt, is a fucking opening page to this podcast, and we're set. By the way, I don't know if it's going to be tonight. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but I got something cooking in the lab for you, and I need you to make sure that you have your fucking eyes and ears wide open for it because it's going to be a vibe, a big one. Just so you know. That's it, dog. That's it. I'm out of here. I love you guys. I love you, Matt, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Alrighty. Love you. What a great guy. Listen, we need to hit us with the little, where's it at?
If I just wanted someone who would notice me, my whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be.
Hello?
Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Little, get in the Discord.
I just wanna be great.
Tell John to get in the Discord.